feel me? I could do a break. Say that again, cuz.
I said set names.
It says an old English word for this was phreonoma. Etymologically, that's that I hate that shit. Etymologically, free name. So it means a free name. Hear that again? A free name.
Uh-huh.
Surname or nickname literally means to name. The verb is attested from 1510, giving additional name to. So the surname is an additional name. Your name is such and such. That additional name would be the surname. Here's where it flips in our culture. Nigga, you were born with the name. That don't mean that's your surname. That's your first name. Your clan name is your first name.
Right.
You might say it second. You might say, I'm such and such and such from such and such and such. But that's second such and such is your first name. You literally of that family, of that clan, as opposed to that being added on to your free name. But how did you get that free name? Through baptism, through Christian, because your surname or any name is really considered a Christian name, a Christian noun, literally named as a Christian.
Right.
All right. Type shit. Paul, you know you to go at this shit. You just sauce me up so you know you would go at this. So go ahead, take over.
Nephew. I'm ready to bust their ass open, nephew. Man, look,
go ahead and take
off.
off.
Because the thing about it is that you say that your people was Christians then, if you had a surname.
Facts. That's literally what you said.
That's what you're saying. So you are Aboriginal Christian. That's what the fuck you saying. Now you see why your ass can't get right. Like you said on motherfucking Life. You just can't get right.
He just can't get right, boss. Something wrong with the boy.
It gave up their ancestors for Christianity.
Right.
Right.
And man, let me pull this shit up since nigga want to try me. Nigga want to try me yesterday. Let me pull this up.
Man, shut it on the screen where they can see this shit. We not gonna only say it, we gonna show it to you.
Let me go to the laptop, bro. Let me go to the laptop.
All the people that say, "Oh, we Aboriginal, we speak English." First of all, if you was to know real fucking English, you wouldn't understand that shit because the English is tied to the fucking Dutch.
Facts.
You wouldn't understand what the fuck they say. That's why they got King and Queen English. You wouldn't understand that shit. But y'all following people who y'all give buku money for misinformation. Y'all doing the same thing that a Christian is doing when a pastor is in the pulpit. The same exact thing. Y'all have not learned. Y'all have not learned. Y'all have not learned to do the investigation before propagation. Y'all haven't done it. And you got a whole lot of people talking about, oh, we were speaking English. We were speaking English. Well, first of all, how the fuck you gonna speak in English when the English didn't even much get here until later in the 1600s? Why the fuck y'all ain't saying that y'all spoke Spanish or French? Because the Spanish and the French was the first ones here in North America. In the South. And going up to the North. And that was before the Dutch and the English even came. But see, y'all don't know history. Y'all don't know tribal history. Y'all don't know world history. Yep. Y'all don't know. Y'all just don't know. Y'all just throwing anything in. Man, y'all just mixing up the cocaine with motherfucking what that is with fentanyl. Y'all just poisoning niggas.
You know what's wild too?
Go ahead, nephew.
Nah, you said something that was important when you said like a lot of people don't be talking on The other history, and it's because they ass only speak English. That's their problem. They ass
Right.
only speak English. So they're only
And
English. They can't go to other document directly. They got to see somebody else translate the shit. You get what I'm saying? If it's a
Right.
document about a tribe and that bitch is in Spanish, I guarantee you Red Crane can read it. So with people only reading in English, they're reading translations of the Spanish word. This is why I say, wait,
Or how
shit,
they
yeah,
say it?
you got the
How they
go
say it?
ahead.
Transliteration. Transliteration, right?
And this the thing. They getting the transliterations wrong as they translate. Cause the bitch
Mm-hmm.
put some shit there that don't even exist. So what I mean, if I say, well, the word is sugar, and if I say that to a child, the child will translate sugar as sugar, but they will have an H in the transliteration. Why? Because you hear it. But in English or American English,
Mm-hmm.
they took your H and they took your hyphen and said that say sugar. So now, bitch, looking at a
Mm-hmm.
word that's been translated but transliterated incorrectly.
Mm-hmm.
This is their problem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, the book say this. Well, it's English. Did you read it in Spanish? Well, I can't find it in Spanish. Can you translate it into Spanish? Well, I don't know Spanish. Well, that's why you 200-300 years off in your work. Because you reading about a Wale uprising. You reading about wars during when the English wasn't even here.
Right.
But you reading it in English. Crazy ass nigga. But you want to argue. Dumb shit. Dumb shit.
Right.
I want to pull this up, but go ahead. What do you know about Callaway them saying that though? Cause I know that's not I know you that's not your first time hearing about that.
Well, then the dude Cat, right? He was the one that was saying that, and I also heard Dane say that. You know what I'm saying? But yet,
Right.
they're not showing people where the origins of the word surname came from. But they're trying to say that it started over here. How? How? How you gonna say tribal people had several surnames? How? If I was to ask you how you introduce yourself in your tongue, I want to hear it. Fuck all this English shit. I want to hear you introduce yourself using your tribal tongue and your formal Greek to let me know who you are and where you come from.
your original name.
Right.
That's what they don't know. 'Cause I ain't gonna lie, bro. It took me going back 10 generations to find somebody that don't got a English name in my family. That's how I found my clan, because the names say uh Analiqua Deer Deerhead. That was the name. So it's just it's gonna take some generations. It ain't just gonna be like, oh, I mean, unless they so called native right now was kept that tradition around in the federally recognized tribes. Yeah, bro. And people that got them Johnson last names, man, just go ahead and get that name from the plantation and, and, and keep it pushing. That don't mean that your people were slaves either. At the same time, people don't if they don't do the work, they'll never know. They just afraid of what could be true or the possibilities that you know certain shit is a certain way. Kind of like with Kamala Harris, right? Oh, I mean, my bad. My daddy damn shut off. Identify as Negro.
You know what? I like to do this, nephews, right? And put in Dutch into English. And you know what I'm about to go at with that, nephew. You got a lot of people that keep on saying that America is called Tamari by using the Dutch
I knew where you was
map,
going.
right? Well, right. So by that being a Dutch word, take it and translate it into English and see what it says. That's what we go do. That's what we go do. We go see what the word is, see what the origin of the word, and then put it in the Google translation and you're gonna see it. Am I right or am I wrong, nephew?
Yeah, that should be right on. That'll also kill the Moors thinking that uh Al Morocco and stuff like that. We just break it down and put it in English. It don't translate.
Right. I'm trying to find this map right now. The Dutch map that they keep on talking about. Oh,
Bro, please tell me y'all can hear me.
Yeah, yeah, I got you.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, I might be going back to
you
Android
got it?
here, boy. Cause I might be going back to Android, bro. There's no way I got all these phones and I can't get one to work, bro. Like Apple is really shitty. They really shitty, bro. I got a brand new iPhone. I can't sit outside for 20 minutes without the shit starting to overheat. because it's so fucking hot in Miami, bro. The shit burning the phone. I had a brand new iPhone, bro. My shit is probably, my phone probably like 90 degrees right now, bro. Shit's flaming. It's just hot. Hold on. Hold up. Then I can do my work. Hold on. Let me charge this up here. Yeah, I'm just let this shit out. Yeah, so this is my take on it. This is my take on it. My take on it is this. Can y'all hear me? Mic check. Gotta do it again. Just making sure.
I got you.
All right. So my thing is this. When
Yeah.
it comes to surnames, or when it comes to the English language or language period, what people don't do is etymology. Cause we learn in Makoma and know the etymology of words because we find it within the language. So you can explain a word based off the words in the language. This is what you're supposed to do. Now, when somebody says, well, Charles the Great, Charles has an additional name. If I say additional name, how would I say that today? Surname. But they keep trying to make the surname the original name. It's not. It's an addition. The clan name, the family name, was the original. That's the difference between the matrilineal system and the patrilineal system, or their patriarchal system, because that's what it was. So you have a name over here, but you have a family. Your family name is who you are, is what you is. These Negroes will say, well, look, the word Smith can be found on this tribal list. So Smith must be a part of the tribal language. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here, bro. Nigga shit. But that's the lack of information that caused people to do that. Where you at, Paul? You dropped?
No, I'm here.
Okay,
I'm here.
okay. It's just this phone. That's what it is. Just this phone load that I'm on. So my thing is this. Y'all two on the phone, y'all know y'all clan. So when y'all introduce yourself and say your family name, you know that your name is based off your what? Your family name. So, well, dealing with us. So if you say, well, your name is such, say somebody, well, my name is Snap is something Gator. Obviously, he comes from the Gator family. My name is Gator, that's such and such and such. You come from the Gator family. On the other hand, having the last name Davis, Smith, Johnson don't mean you come from those families. That's an additional name that you were given. But this additional name is based on Christism or Christianity. So in order to be a legal person, you have to be Christian. In order to be Christian, you have to be baptized. When you become baptized, you get a what? A new name, which also can translate into surname. So, but these niggas don't know that, dude.
Oh, but they're gonna learn today.
They don't know that.
Since they always want to bite our shit, let's see them use this. You know they ain't gonna use it because that's gonna fuck up their money.
Come on, you already know it. That's exactly what it's gonna do. Fuck up that bread. Fuck up that bread. And that's all it's about. That's why they teach the bullshit. Because the bullshit keep the people coming. Say what, cuz?
So they gonna say you're digging in the church of pocket now, son.
Man, on blood, I swear to God. Where is this? St. Francis Day. Okay. Let me share this with y'all. Let me see if I can share this from this screen right here. Let me see if I can share this. Present. Slides. No slides. Oh, they finally added that button for me where I could actually show the PowerPoint. They finally added that button.
Okay.
Let me say new tab, surname, PDF. This is what I want to look up right here. So this is interesting. So this is talking about the uprising. These are actual letters translated into English, right? And it's talking about just the war that was going on in San Pedro. Now somebody made the statement, they say, well, what's going on? Let me know if you need the link. Talking about Uncle Ant. But somebody said, well, the Wale attacked us, and it's like, bro, number fucking one, y'all not one people, as opposed to the people that actually were one people. So to say like, oh, bitch attacked us, it's like, come on, bro, what really was going on? So let's find out what was going on. Pa said something. Pa said something very interesting. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Pa said something that was interesting. Let me see if I can find this in my see if I can find this in my PDF real quick. Let me see if I can find this in the PDF. Hold on, let me pull this up. Because since we're talking about language, right? Since we're talking about language, no, wrong book. I got a lot of fucking PDFs. Hold on. So it was 42. So it's page 42. All right. So this map is interesting. Mic check. Y'all got me, right? We good?
Yeah,
We
we
clear? All right. So this map right here is a projection. And one thing that I want to show is that these two towns here, these are not just towns. You have to notice the churches that are next to them. These are actual missions. Now, it was said that, well, the Wale attacked us. And the reason it was said is this reason and this reason only. It's because we're learning the language of those people. Why not? We are learning Hichiti. The Hichiti are learning Mokoma. The Hichiti are learning Appalachia. The Wale are learning Mokoma. The Wale are learning Appalachia. Both are learning Itza. So everyone is learning these different indigenous languages because they all have a piece of the story, right? Now let's talk about what was said when it's talking about Don Juanillo as opposed to Don Juan. Now it says, with the missions destroyed and all but one of the resident friars killed, the Wale plotted their next move. They decided to venture south into Mokoma Indian Territory, targeting the Francian missions located on the island of San Pedro, modern-day Cumberland Island. So what was their target? The missions. So you can't just say, well, they attacked the Mokoma. No, they attacked a specific mission. But why? Now you're talking about Don Juan, right? Don Juan is the Timucua chief. Now it says, excuse me, let me go up. Hold on. Y'all know it could go crazy. So right here, it's talking about San Pedro's chief, Don Juan. Let me make sure let the laptop line up. There you go. So Don Juan, we're gonna make this green. San Pedro's chief, Don Juan, had long been a close Spanish ally. In fact, his fierce loyalty to the Spanish monarch, and his devout Christianity had convinced the councils of the Indies in Spain to reward Don Juan with an annual salary equivalent to that of a Spanish soldier. So he convinced the Spanish that, hey, y'all should pay me like y'all pay y'all soldier. Now it says in their 1596 recommendation to reward Don Juan for his loyal services, the council members applauded the Indian chief for allegedly banishing all non-Christian Indians from the village under his authority, or the villages. So the Wale were going to a town. The Wale attacked the town that had a chief that got rid of non-Christians. How the fuck you gonna get mad at the traditionalists for holding they shit down when we know these people was fucking y'all in the missions? But you get mad at Wale for going to these missions and trying to jump on these people's ass? This is really what this is about? This really what this is about? So what happens when you sit back and you think, you say, wait, hold on. So you mean to tell me this man who's supposed to be a great chief, this man who's getting all this defense, removed his own people from their towns because they weren't Christian? But you want to argue that, hey, well, while they attacked us, your own people was attacking each other. Them people was attacking each other. All right, you can hear me, Mutt? Am I up? Send me a one to let me know if y'all can hear me.
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear.
Okay, we clear. So here's the thing. What I've been explaining to people is this, right? The madness. What I've been explaining to people is this, bro. We've been here so long, and we've been in constant contact with these people for so long. One would be dead ass wrong to say, nah, ain't no Wale speak the languages of the Timucua. That's crazy as shit. A nigga to say, oh yeah, we was in the interior with the Yamasi, but they ain't speak our language. They didn't speak Makoma. But there's an interior language that's known as Timucua that they spoke. It wasn't their original language, but it's a language that they influenced. But being that people don't really know who they are, bro, and if they do, they generalize it, that's what's kicking their ass right now. Because I can't say, oh, these people attack all of these people that's dead ass wrong. And while they had a civil war, that's what people don't know. Unlike the Timucua, we were one fucking nation that divided amongst each other. So how will you get upset at the family starting to learn the languages of the people that they started to link with during the division? So it's clown shit. This what I mean by unity. This what I mean by unity. The languages don't even have to be mutually intelligible, but you can understand both facts. You can understand both. but they're not mutually intelligible. But then being that you understand both, and then you speaking to somebody that understands both, and both of you start speaking both languages at the same time, you create a what? A creolized language.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens when the people who are already here starts to influence the language of the incoming trader? Not even a mass population of people, but certain traders. So when that happens, when that happens, was it RRE or RRES? When that happens, you get languages like Timucua, which is a classification for many languages that sound the same or have an original origin. But that doesn't mean that those that were speaking the languages at the time were originally that. It's like if somebody come to America and say, well, shit, they speak English, so they Englishmen. That's literally what calling that language Timucuan is. Well, it's Muskogean. Okay, well, what's the difference between the Muskogee and Muskogean? Right? Is that not a great question? Now, let me share this to to further this point. And this is what I mean. To think that he was the only one would be clown shit. Because these people dealt with each other for so long, what you're telling me is nobody knew the other's language? Clown shit. Let's talk about it. That one night the Indians all convinced, right? They basically getting ready to kill these people, and killed the friars. Excuse me. And it says he was asked which cacique or cacique he was subject to, and it says to which he responded his cacique was that of Ka Koskinag, right? It's kind of like how you say Espanag, but Espanag is just Aspo. It's Spanish for another, right? So the Indian was asked if he was present or had witnessed the murder of any of the friars. He responded that he was not present, nor did he witness any murders. Now here's a dagger. Here is a dagger. During all of this, there was a Wale man that was kidnapped. Let me tell you what happened. Our chief said like this: fuck that. We ain't helping them no more. Give us our children back. The chiefs didn't want to give the people the children back. Well, not the chiefs, the Spaniards. So eventually, when we gave up the friar, they took more children. In them taking people, they had Lucas, and they asked. They had Lucas' brother interrogate him. His brother spoke Spanish in Timucua, but he also spoke Wale. So he was able to speak to his brother in Wale, translate that shit into Spanish, and then he put his brother on the chopping block. So how can a nigga say, well, nah, the Timucua ain't speak the language of the Wale, when the dagger is everything contained in the Indians' aforementioned statement was translated by the Indian interpreters. By the who? Excuse me, may y'all read this part for me right here? By the what? By the Indian interpreters. Now it says that as Andres Lopez translated the Indian languages from Wale to San Pedro, Juan del El Junco translated it into Spanish, and thus all was done in the presence of the governor and me, the scribe. Also present was Juan de El Torre, Wale interpreter. So this is an English translation of something that was written in Spanish explaining the Wale uprising. But the Wale didn't just uprise. We like, fuck that. You a Christian? We killing you. We coming to get you. We coming to get you. But then to say that none of the people spoke each other's languages is crazy as shit. Oh, I didn't read it in the book. You're a fool. We didn't even have books back then. We didn't even write books. So if somebody told you that before colonialization, fuck niggas, guess what you would have said? All right. But you got to see a European write this shit. This the only way to make sense to you. This why I don't debate. Because if I debate you, I got to use your sources to teach you. I got to use these crackers to teach you what I'm just trying to teach you. But you hate that I know. You don't like that I know what I know. You don't like that little deer know what he know. You don't like that red crane know what he know. You don't like that chitupa know what he know. So you know what niggas do? I'm finna go find a European that disagree. And if a European disagree with them, then I'm gonna use it and say, well, y'all wrong. You niggas is crazy. Fact. Say, I'm trying to put
and
they
it
says,
be one European.
and it be one European. It don't even be a European who got contemporaries. What do you mean? Remember they were saying Wale and Yamasi was Muskogean? And we like, bro, the only reason it's classified as Muskogean is because we use the word Miku. It was a distortion of the people that became known as Yamasi. We distorted their word. Look at the screen. Uncle's telling you. When you translate in all these languages, eventually it's going to be a distortion. So when the Hichiti speakers were saying Miki, we were saying, oh shit, Miku. When we would say Tanakwi, they said Tuscanugi. We said Sakuchi. They said Sakuhachi. But this is what happens when you learn the languages. You start to find the tie-in. Then when that distortion actually happens, that gives you a time period and when these languages clashed or mashed together. But niggas can't do that in their own language. Niggas barely do it in English. We're going to expect them to do it in their ancestors' language? I'm listening. I'm done. Go ahead, y'all. I'm sorry. Let me file.
Yeah, you right. You right about that.
It's getting good.
They can't even do it in English.
Say what, cuz?
I said, yeah, you're right. They can't even do it in English. That's what causes beefs between different cities and
come on, man.
In states.
Nigga can't even do it in English, but want to argue for what? Why you want to argue? For what?
Like Red Crane
Let's talk
said,
about it.
They got stuck. If you get stuck, you need to try to validate a point. But it may be something that break that validation.
Say that again, Carl.
I said like Red Crane said.
Yeah, now watch this. Let me see. You can see this. Oh, I'm looking at the screen now on my phone. So y'all see where it says the new pretender, right? The other Don Juan. Now, this other Don Juan, remember, We have multiple Don Juans. You got this is what? Surname. They already had names. They got baptized and became Christians. So now they're not calling them their indigenous name. They calling them what they would call them, bro. Their additional name. So this Don Juan, bro, this Don Juan, let's talk about it. It says he and the chiefess were Christians and spoke the Castilian language very well. This nigga was a fucking Spaniard, bro. The other Don Juan, a new pretender. How you gonna talk to me about some shit? And this is a motherfucker that became the leader of Wale. And you know what that motherfucker tell you? He wasn't even Wale. So how did a chief that wasn't Wale become the chief of the Wale unless he got Spanish allies?
Or he spoke their language.
And what did it say in the beginning? Cuz him and his sister did what? Spoke the language very well. Not only did they speak the language very well, they did something which we know of as what? Diplomacy. He was named Don Juan, and he dressed well in what? The Spanish manner. He was showing the Spanish that, hey, I'm just as equal as y'all because I dress and speak as y'all.
John Ross.
These the niggas that want to debate me, bro.
They look like them, so Oh, you look like me? Let me see your scholarship. Okay, we just gonna accept it.
Then here we go. My bad, cuz. Pardon me. Pardon my guns, cuz. I just need this 1 second, cuz.
Go ahead, nephew.
This on 91. Facts. Educated. Thank you, So let's get to it. It said, at first glance, the request seems rather unusual. Don Juan was not even from Wale territory, and certainly he had no legitimate claim to the office of Miku Mayor. Look, Miku Mayor. Being a town Miku was like being the fucking mayor.
Right.
So, dear, let me ask you again. If we had 22 towns and I call a meeting, how many chiefs are showing up at that meeting?
All of them.
Come on.
Say that again, because we did this already. Hold on. Say it
again. I said if I call a meeting and we got 22 towns, but I'm calling only the big chiefs, how many people are showing up?
The big chiefs are those towns.
44.
So now go ahead.
Oh, I said 44.
So you double it. So if I'm saying, hey, now we got 40 towns under our belt, and I show up, and Red Crane show up, and then you go from Olusi to Ufula, because people didn't even know, and Little Deer show up, and then if we go to Shakuhachi, which is our town, but there are people or cousins from the interior that have been living in that land now, and they show up, they're right. So this is how you breed, this is how you build that. Here's the difference. That was one nation originally. The Wale was one social construct. Appalachia was one social construct. The Atakata, before they became Chickasaw and Hichiti, was one social construct. The Temuka was not one social construct, and neither was the Muskogee. This is the issue that some are having. We don't claim to be Temuka. We're not Temuka. but we definitely gonna learn the languages as best as we can. Why the fuck wouldn't we when our people were communicating with them? Even if
Right.
the languages weren't mutually intelligible, they understood each other's language enough to speak to the other in their language.
Right.
Which did what? Created Creole, a Creole-like language. Now let's make this shit make sense. See, I can't put this on the screen, but let's talk about it. Because this come out the text. Now, this is in their dictionary, page 51. It says, while there are many who will resist the idea, Timucua language data lend additional credence to it. For we know the Timucua ended up in Florida and Georgia, and the presence of Proto-Muskogean lexical loans in Timucua would date such an arrival from whichever source at approximately 2000 to 1500 BC. This date is quiet in keeping with the radiocarbon dates for the fiber temperate Starling Island and the orange wares in the late Arctic sites in the Savannah and St. Johns River, the American Southeast. Now, here's a dagger to this. There's a dagger. The dagger is that it says, it seems clear then, and even clearer now, that the route of the trade network, such as Ford suggested, was through the Yucatan Channel, around western Cuba, and through the Florida Straits. Pa, may you tell me whose story that is, please?
We said it again with the story about them coming down south.
It seems clear to me then, and even clearer now, that the route of such a trade network as Ford suggested was through the Yucatan Channel, around western Cuba, and through the Florida Straits, and northward by way of the Gulf Stream. Whose story is that, Pa?
Yeah, they talking about after we came through there first. That was dealing with the family of the Muskogee.
So,
oh boy,
facts. Here another example, right? So Swahili would be a trade language. But back to what we were talking about. So, who is that came from South America and traveled up through those Florida Straits? And here's my question: how did you leave South America without eating corn?
Right.
How did you leave South America and set up in Florida without knowing there are corn found in mounds in Florida dating back to 500, 600, 700, 1000 BC?
Right.
See, I don't give all my information out. I debate to that level because I'm going to always be a step above my opponent. I'm not going to give you everything, but I'm on the phone with masters teaching students. So I'm going to talk like the masters. Pa Ben let me know, nephew, you got something. You need to be confident in what you teach. Nephew, you made this mistake. I'm going to mention it once to you. Did you ever happen to mention that again? Never.
No.
I accept correction. Nope. I'm going to change it. You know what? I fucked up. I knew better and still chose not to do better. I fucked up. You know what? You would never see that happen again. You'll never see that happen again. But what happens when we're dealing, and then you have a man named Don Juan who was not even from fucking Wale, who tried to become the chief. Now, what made Don Juan think that the Wale would accept such an outrageous appointment? What happened?
What happened? What they fail to realize is it's like when me and you was talking over the phone when I said that we came through there first, and then when I said about the Timucua and trading and everything, they came through later, and then the Muskogee, you see. And most people don't know about that because you not go find that part about the migration story of the Yamasee. You not go find that, but then you see the Timucua and them actually came from the same area, and also the Muskogee, you see. But facts. Like you said, we already had corn here already before they even came up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And that's the thing. Is like when your information literally only comes from Europeans, you not fucking with me. Cause you can't find watch this somebody, yeah, we Indian, yeah, we this. Go find your elder to tell you your creation story.
Right.
And see if that creation story match the story of the people that you claiming to be.
Right.
Go see. I fought for my uncle. Bitch told me my uncle ain't exist. I fought for him. Only for him to look me dead in my face and say, you know, listen, since the beginning of time, see, God gave us our name. That's just the way that things are. We are the children of the Lord. And since the beginning of time, we've always had family, Indian family in Georgia. I'm breaking the codes. I know what you mean. How many other tribes got their name from God?
Right.
The majority of us were called what? Children of the Sun.
Mm-hmm.
How many of us got ancestors that originate in Georgia? It's only a lot of us. That's a few of us, but it's a lot of us. But how many of them elders could then say, but when the white man pulled up on the shore, they start calling us everything, like Cherokee and Creek and all of this, but that's not who he was. That's what they called us. Dagger. He giving it to me by what he remember at 85. This man is 60 years is 50 years my elder. 55 years my elder.
Ain't been on no social media. Ain't been on no social media. Ain't
He
went
ain't
to
been
no
on no
college to
social
read a book.
media. Don't know how to
Not get
work
no
a phone.
Right.
That's passed down from generation to generation.
Come on, man.
Generation.
Right.
And look me
That's
dead in my
oral
face and said,
tradition.
you chosen. And even though he's Christian today, you know what was most important about what he said? You were chosen by the God of Jesus Christ. Even if I don't believe in his God, he believed that his God chose me. Am I going to shoot that down?
Nope.
But you know how many niggas will say, well, I don't talk to my elders because they too Christian. You stupid as fuck.
Yeah, dumb as hell.
You gonna deny that good wisdom they got because they chose to be Christian?
was at church last week.
This is why my third book is called what? Who you are, not what you accept. Who you are, not what you accept. I was born Tiffany's son. That's who I am. Anything else is some shit I accepted. But people start taking what they accept as who they are, and they lose themselves. Because at first you was Cherokee, and then you was going to enroll Cherokee, but you said, nah, you know, the Cherokee might come out the Yamasee, so I'm going to enroll Yamasee. But nah, the Yamasee, as we know it, is really a confederacy, even though there is an original bloodline. But the name is now a bunch of motherfuckers. So I don't even want to do that no more. I'm going to go somewhere where I have to find myself and don't even know the fucking connection. You're a fool. You got your family. Yeah. Why don't you just deal with your family?
Right.
And when your family good, you meet other families that you met in the flesh and other families that you deal and build with. That's literally how tribes are built. Unity. You can speak a whole different fucking language. If you call me to war, I know your war call because you taught me your language. Even if it's not mutually intelligible. You need some shit. You need help. You need corn. You need food. You need fish. You need a canoe. You need some shit. You need assistance. How did these people build? Bill can make a pot without telling you how to make it. I could show you. But obviously, there was a culture that was intertwined between those called Proto-Muskogean and those called Timucuan. Now, here's the dagger. In their own fucking dictionary, it says native, Proto-Muskogean, and intrusive Timucuan. It's intruder, Okay, so this is a trade language from a people that came into the language, to the land, that mixed with different languages of the land and then became the languages of those people. What don't niggas get about that? What don't they get about that? Is it just me who get that, bro? Is it just me that understand that in Egypt, for example, when what's his name? Ramses II, he used to get his ass whooped a lot. So when the people sent when the Hittites dropped the letters of Amarna, the letters of Amarna are written in fucking cuneiform. How was the Pharaoh of Egypt able to translate a tablet in cuneiform if his language was cursive and pictographic? Niggas can't answer that question because they don't understand the cultures of the people. You gotta understand the cultures of the people before you talk shit. I'm telling you. My bad, y'all. I'm on mute. I need one of y'all to take over for 3 minutes, please.
What they probably don't know is that at that time, Ramses had an empire that stretched all the way up going to India. But yeah, so dealing with that, that's very important, like what nephew said. I mean, I can tell you, but I can show you. But then down the line, that's when it was able to communicate after, so yeah.
Run that part back. You had.
I said just like you said that I can show you now. I can show you now, but I tell you later. I can show you how to make the pottery, but I tell you later. And I was also, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
And I was also saying that at one time Egypt had an empire that stretched all the way to India.
And possibly even further. We just don't know the facts on that just yet. Just because they find artifacts one place don't mean that that's where they. But he made it all the way to. Hold up, is India a part of Asia Minor?
Yeah, that's a part of Asia Minor.
Oh, okay. So
yeah. That was dealing with Tepera Mariam II, which became known as Ramses II.
Yeah. Okay, I just thought Asia Minor was like into China and stuff like
that. Oh, you thought it was A minor. Oh, but that's funny though. But yeah, man, that what most people don't know. Yeah, because Anthony said that's right, nephew. Always start with your family, and that's the source of all your information. And first and foremost, they were taught many languages and educated before they became pharaohs. That's right, and that was the thing, because by them having that empire, which was vast, what I'm saying, which was a vast empire, they had. That's why it became one of the schools of learning over there in Kemet, because that was like one of the major hub in trading before all Mecca became the part of trading, because all the trading started in one of the main centers was over there in which became known as Egypt, and then the second one became over there in Saudi Arabia, with the trade of the caravan and everything. So yeah, they had to learn many languages. Many languages.
confusion leads to war.
Huh?
I just summed that up from what you just said without a trade, and I was just thinking like confusion leads to war. It's a lot of people in power that are confused with the histories, and it leads them to war with other people.
Or they want the power that the other person have.
Or want it back, want some power
Yeah.
back that their family might have.
Yeah. Yeah, and when nephew come back, I also found something to bust that American Egypt stuff up when he come back and we go into that portion. I can't wait till we go in that portion. I'm ready to bust that shit up. But yeah, but what people don't fail to realize, because you learn the person language, that don't mean that's who you are. You know what I'm saying? You just know their language for
Say that again, please, because I think they think because we learned the language, that's us saying that we're them. I don't know.
No, when you learn a language, it's just like today. If I learn Spanish, that don't mean I'm Spanish. You know
Facts.
what I'm
And
saying?
and then how could you be a master teacher without knowing multiple languages?
Right.
Right.
How can you be a master teacher without knowing? And here's the thing. What did it say about the people that was called Uchi and the Yamasi? Oh yeah, them niggas were multilingual. Shit, the
Yeah,
Yamasi spoke
multilingual.
their own language. They spoke Hichiti, Kasadi, Cherokee, and fucking Lenape. But what about the Wale? Oh, the Wale spoke Wale. They spoke Hichiti. They spoke Makoma. And they spoke fucking Shawnee. But they spoke Shawnee so well that them and the Shawnee could understand each other in each other's languages. So it's obviously fucking mean the Shawnee spoke the language of the Wale too. But niggas don't get that. Let's talk about it. Look at the screen, people. Let's look at the screen, family. What did this say? It says that this is Don Juan. It says the document that follows represents the only primary source in this volume written by one of the Indian protagonists. So by the who? By one of the Indian protagonists. So on January 16, 1598, 3 months after the Wale assault on San Pedro, the island's cacique, Don Juan, dictated a brief letter to the crown. So Don Juan actually wrote a personal letter to the crown. Now, what's in this letter? In it, San Pedro's cacique offered his account of the October attack, explaining that the Wale had intended to kill him and his subjects. He makes no mention of the friars as potential targets of the assault. For Don Juan, this was a conflict between who? San Pedro and Wale. Don Juan then informed the crown of his immediate response to the attack and his unwavering alliance to the governor during the subsequent punitive expedition into Wale territory. San Pedro's cacique then praises St. Augustine's governor for lowering his subjects' annual maize tribute assessment and asks the crown to ratify the new tribute requirements. He also requests, additional resources, which he insists will be used to help convince other cacique to render their obedience to the crown. So their fucking chief, this Timucua chief, who already was what? Spoke Spanish, dressed as a Spaniard, right? He then kicked the non-Christians out of his town, and then he wrote a letter to the crown saying, hey, they attacked me and they tried to kill me. You know, I went after them, but I thank you for lowering my taxes, because these niggas was paying tax to the crown. They was paying tax to the crown. So
and the taxes never stop finish going to the crown.
If Wale raid a mission, that means we didn't just raid the mission, we fucking raided Spain. Or what, excuse me, not Spain, because Spain is new, but we raided the Castilians, the Iberians. So let's continue. Now it says, undoubtedly, both the crown and the Governor Menendez applauded Don Juan's strategy to use loyal gifts to bring other caciques into the service of the Spanish monarch. However, Don Juan likely had other motivations in mind. Don Juan concludes the letter with a stunning appeal. He asks the crown to authorize his appointment as Miku Mayor over Wale territory. According to San Pedro's cacique or cacique, the Wale had committed the murders of the Franciscan friars because they did not have a leader whom they respected, suggesting that his appointment to office would remedy that fact. Now, at first glance, the request seems rather unusual. Don Juan was not even from Wale territory, and he certainly had no legitimate claim to the office of Miku Mayor. Moreover, even if the crown granted his request, what made Don Juan think the Wale would accept such an outrageous appointment? What then had motivated Don Juan to issue a request? In the aftermath of the attack on his village, was this an effort to secure legitimacy to launch a counter-offensive against the Wale, perhaps with the Spanish military assistance? If so, he did really need, if so, did he really need the crown to authorize his appointment as Miku Mayor? Think about this. Think about this. Who made me chief? My mamas, my mothers. Matter of fact, fuck it. Let me say it in Makoma. Asana. Asana. Uchi Asana. Yeah, nigga. My mother and my second mothers made me this. Why the fuck would I write to the crown and ask them to make me chief? With all due respect, Paul, why would I write you and ask you to ask your chief to make me chief? Unless I'm not a fucking chief. Dagger, this man was a Spanish speaker. They say that he asked to be the chief of Wale, but he's from San Pedro. But you know, San Pedro speak Mokoma though. But he want to be the chief of Wale? Why? What if he was originally Wale and just because he spoke Mokoma, they classified him as a fucking Temuka person? Dagger. But this ain't something they want to talk about for real. This ain't the conversation they want.
Yeah, them possibilities is in daggers. Cause yeah, man, you can't
I'm not
just
arguing with these people, bro.
you can't just sit up here and beg to be.
How you gonna beg to be? Type of shit is what? Come on, bro. But that's my hour. Y'all go ahead. Y'all can take off. I'm good. I'm still on here for about 10 minutes. I got a shower and stuff.
Look, I want to do this right quick. I want to do this right quick, nephew. Hold on. I want to do this right quick. Hold on. I want to share something. Right? We go
Hold
in.
up, it say
Right?
drop the link.
Now, I'm about to show you this BS and everything that's dealing with that, right? Because this need to be put a stop to, right? And I'm waiting for it to come up right now and everything. I don't know why it's taking so long, but yeah. Okay. Now look, this dude, he's a part of their community by lying, saying that America, that's not the same, right? He said the frame places of Kemet was not in Africa. They said that the first Egypt
You cutting out, Pa.
how to go be the first. But anyway, look. Yes, you can see the name right here. But look, time, how do the right here?
Part you cutting out.
Do y'all see this part of the no what?
Yeah, you was cutting out. Hold on.
I don't see you sharing. It's not on the screen.
And then just mute your mic and then come back in. Like that. I think that usually fixes it sometimes. Big facts, Anthony, where he's saying that's how you tell they not following the structure of the tribal laws. That's a fact. They not even following the structure of their own clan. The reason why there's no structure to bring the clan system back is because somewhere within their family, the clan system failed themselves. So if they don't keep those oral traditions going and alive, or based on the heinous stuff that they do with inside their families and stuff like that, that's gonna break down their clan system. So clans sometimes not just only get lost based off of what the European did to them, but sometimes they get they get broken down based off of what family do to family, or somebody being put into a Catholicized system or a Protestant system. You know, I'm talking about foster children and stuff like that. So those that get stripped from their families and everything like that, based off of what goes on with the inside of the family. Yeah, a lot of things can lead to the destruction of the clan system. And I don't know why every time we get started on some America is Egypt, BS. I'm breaking down that. It always want to go to glitching and stuff. But it is what it is. I don't know where all the origins went off to.
Oh no, but shit, you can hear me, Carl?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to get
I
ready.
was trying to
Shit.
make sure there wasn't no dead air, so I, I was
It's all
talking.
good. Shit. I'm gonna be back. We're gonna be on tomorrow anyway, but I definitely want to do that bill that he was talking about. 'Cause I don't like how I be dropping and cutting and shit. So nigga just run it back or something.
Yeah, we got to.
Let's say less. Let me get out of here, Carl.
All
All
right.
right.